From having garbage dumped on his lawn to getting the cold shoulder from members of his own community, an NYPD officer made headlines in our area and across the country after being accused of being a spy for China.
Federal prosecutors have now dropped the case, and tonight he's sharing the story about how his life was turned upside down. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has the exclusive interview.
I was extremely shocked. How could this happen to me?
We sat down with 36-year-old NYPD officer Bamadaji Angwan and his lawyer John Carmen days after a federal judge dismissed the indictment. He faced 55 years behind bars.
They charged me unregistered foreign agent.
The Tibet-born Long Islander lives in Williston Park, where the mysterious case unfolded, witnessed by his wife and young daughter.
I had 5 or 6 SWAT team members pointing M4 rifle to my face like this close.
It was 2020 at the height of the pandemic. Angwan was soon charged with acting as an illegal agent for China. The arrest wasn't announced publicly for days.
Which was a very dark day for us.
Bail denied. Officer Angwan was locked up at the MDC in Brooklyn, solitary confinement, 23 hours a day for 6 months.
In the middle of the door, there's a box
where Angwan says food was passed through. Angwan remained steadfast.
But the main thing I know is I am innocent.
Angwan believes he was a victim of overzealous prosecutors, anti-Asian prejudice.
I think they knew I'm not the guy.
Angwan believes that in cracking down on combating intellectual theft, economic espionage, U.S. authorities cast too wide a net.
China Initiative was certainly a major factor, not just in the decision to charge him, but in all of the decisions that followed that kept this case going on for 2.5 years.
Angwan's career and credentials suggest loyalty to the U.S. As a teen, he was granted political asylum here.
Initially, when I got here, I received so much help and so much love from the American people I met. And they actually planted the seed in my head.
He joined the Marines, served in Afghanistan, enlisted in the Army Reserves, and then NYPD.
So I was lucky enough to become a police officer in the NYPD, and I just love serve the community.
We think they happened upon, Officer Angwan, who was communicating with the Chinese consulate.
Communication he initiated with Chinese consular officials were not suspicious, Angwan says, but cultural misunderstandings. We asked federal prosecutors why the case went this far. They would say only in a statement that in light of additional information and assessing evidence, they requested charges be dropped. Former federal prosecutor Nicole Sprinzen, now with Cozen O'Connor, says Angwan's case could have fallen under the Foreign Agents Registration Act if it was thought he did not disclose he was lobbying for Tibet.
They're seeking to persuade the government or the public to have a particular view about a foreign government within the United States.
Angwan says he was never secretly trying to persuade Tibetans to support independence from Beijing.
Since the beginning, I knew it was baseless, manufacture accusations.
The amount of negative publicity that Mr. Angwan got when he was arrested is publicity he'll never fully recover from.
Now he wonders if he'll be able to return to full duty for NYPD.
One thing I know, I have to keep fighting.
I'm Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
We did reach out to the NYPD about this case, and they tell us that Angwan is on paid leave for now, but his status is uncertain. They're working with him and his attorney to determine his future at the department.